Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. As you can tell from the title, this is going to be an unboxing video, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth than just simply unboxing the product. Now, laser hair removal is something that I have personally been interested in for the longest time, and you see offers on Groupon every once in a while for 89% off hair removal and these things, and you also see infomercials, like late night infomercials about various laser hair removal things, and you wonder, do they work, do they not work? And then you go online to try to figure out, read user experiences, watch YouTube videos, and I find for the most part that these reviews aren't too helpful because you don't know the source who's writing them. And what I've learned from not only making YouTube videos, but what I've learned just from being a consumer who tries to be as educated as possible, what I've learned is that people tend to use products incorrectly or not use them for the right amount of time, or make some type of fatal error that would necessarily make their experience with the product not work. But with that being said, let's just move directly to the unboxing part of this video. Given the whole range of these at-home laser hair removal devices, I kind of did a bit of online research and narrowed it down to the Tria laser. Now, you might have heard of the Tria laser, it's on television quite a bit, and there's a few videos here on YouTube, but not as many as you would expect. But here is the box that it came in. And I have one complaint about this, because I love, and I'm sure a lot of you are the same, I love to pay a little bit extra for shipping to get express shipping. So I paid $18 to have this second day delivery, and I ordered it on a Wednesday night, and it didn't come until the following Wednesday, which obviously is not the second day delivery. And this is one of those great devices where the proof is literally in the results that you get. So you don't have to just trust me. I'll share with you the results that I get throughout the course of using this. So basically it's just the device in the box, and the device looks like this. It has various packing. I'm not very good at doing an unboxing video, but this is what the box looks like. It just says Tria Beauty and then hair removal laser, permanent results at home. And what this is it's a diode laser, and I think from reading on the Tria website, it's like something like 840 nanometers if you're familiar with lasers. So let's just open the box. It has this little outer sleeve, but the box itself looks like this, and it opens like this. And inside of the box you have the laser itself, which is here, and you have a little AC adapter here, which is obviously what you plug it into the wall and charge it with. And then there's an informational pamphlet here. And let's take the laser out. It just sits in here comfortably. Actually, I believe there was a little piece of plastic over this. I took this out to look at it a little bit before making the video, but I haven't taken this off. And what this says is to visit the website and to register your laser ahead of time. And I'm not sure exactly why you need to, or if you actually do need to, but I just went online and registered it. Oh, and by the way, I purchased this myself. I was not sent the product by anybody, and I prefer doing it that way. This is what the laser looks like. This is probably about a 1.5 to 2 centimeter actual laser, and then it has little fans around it. And the fans operate, or they turn on and basically cool down the laser as you're using the laser. And as you can see on the bottom, there's a little sensor here. And this sensor tests your skin tone to make sure that it's the appropriate shade to actually use the device and not harm your skin or burn your skin. And then the other information printed on the bottom are things like your serial number or things that you need to actually register the device. So it's very, very simple to go ahead and get started. So after you've set up the laser, one thing I like about the device is that it's very, very simple to just start using. You just hit the button on the top once, and a little lock icon shows up. This is when you need to actually unlock the laser. So for instance, you'll just verify your skin tone by using the laser on any part of your skin, and you'll hear that beep, which essentially tells you that you're prepared to start using it. And there are 5 settings, and the default is obviously setting 1. I hear that you want to use this on setting 5 if you want to actually get results. Perhaps setting 4 on more sensitive areas like the underarms, which is a really great area, I think, for this. And for the sake of these videos, I'll be sort of like showing the progress on my own underarms, and just to show you if the product itself actually works and is worth purchasing. Because certainly if it works, it definitely will pay itself off. I'm just going to run down my arm really quick. I don't have any dark colored hairs on my arm, and to a lot of people it looks like my arms are completely shaven, but I have sort of that like light blonde colored hair on my arms where it just doesn't really look like hair from a distance, but there definitely is hair there. The way that this works is that it works on like brown hair, light brown hair, darker brown hair, and black hair. And what it does is it targets the pigment in the hair to essentially sort of burn up the follicle and essentially deactivate the follicle, and then by the follicle being deactivated, you have achieved permanent hair removal at home. But the reason I mentioned the color of the hair on my arm is that I'm going to just scan over my arm really quick with this laser, and it won't actually do anything because the hair on my arm, again, as I said, is sort of like a whitish blonde color. So I'm going to turn it up to the highest setting, which is setting number 5, just to show you. There won't be any pain with this, but I imagine if the hairs were darker in color, it would be probably pretty painful. So you're going to hear a beep and you're going to see this light up. Hopefully you're able to see it light up on the skin. I'll turn a little bit. See, right, it doesn't hurt, but if I had dark hair right there, it would hurt, because I tried it a little bit on dark hair, and it actually, it stings kind of. It feels like a rubber band that's snapping, but there's also a heat sensation to it. And it's a very sharp, acute type of heat sensation, for sure. But what you do is you just, and then you move it, you pick it up, move it just a slight bit, and you want the actual laser area to sort of overlap itself. So it takes a little while. I believe if you decided to do your legs, it would take something like 45 minutes to do both of your legs, but if you're doing something like armpits, you're talking like 5 minutes per armpit. But it takes a little while, but for me, this kind of at-home stuff is really fun, so I don't know why you couldn't find the time to do it. So this isn't actually going to remove the hair on my arm, but I was just going to do this for a second. So after you do about 10 laser hits, the little fans turn on. I wanted you to hear that because it's kind of neat. Like it cools down the processor. Here we go. And I don't know if you can hear that. Right, it only turned on for a second because it hadn't heated up too much. And then to turn it off, you just hold the power button down, and that's it. And this is the Tria laser. So I know this wasn't a super fancy unboxing video in that I'd already sort of checked out the laser, but if you have any questions about this, go ahead and leave it below. I'll just leave a link to the website that makes this product if you want to check it out. Again, I don't encourage you to purchase the product just yet because I'd like to be able to see some actual results and some actual benefits of this product, so I'm able to recommend whether or not I think it's a good purchase. And luckily this device comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee, which I think is really fantastic, and I think definitely within 90 days I would be able to tell if this product is going to work for me.
Hi guys, this is Tria Rabbits, and today's video is going to be my first impression to the Tria laser hair removal machine. And this one is actually designed for those people who has no time to run into a salon to do the laser hair sections. It actually designed for you to do it at home. And the reason I bought this one is actually it has the FDA approved. So I feel like pretty safe for me to use it at home. And this video I'm going to show you how to use this laser machine and try this machine at my forearms with you guys together, and I'm planning to upload another update videos 1 month after. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to show you the Tria. It comes with this big package. It's pretty pretty, and I love how they designed their package. It's pretty amazing. And it actually has some restriction about some certain type of skin and hair. Some people just cannot use this machine because I think the light is going to design for people who has light skin tone and darker hair, so that the darker hair could absorb really well from the laser light, and lighter skin won't absorb from those laser light. Anyway, so it has a description, like detailed description over here, and also from Tria's website. So if you are interested in buying this Tria laser machine, you better to check out their website to see if you qualify to use this machine. I know it's kind of annoying. And when I open up this package, it comes with this instruction, and I also noticed some people comes with a CD with it. So to be honest, I don't have any CD of it, so actually I have to read through this instruction. But it's not that hard. It's really easy. It comes with the really easy instruction with photos and the skin type you can use. and the hair removal like tell you what can you do, what can you not to do. So when I first received this machine, I kind of surprised how big this one is, and it's around like 4 pounds. I totally could handle this one, so not really heavy for me. And it comes with portable like charger like this. So you actually could charge it first and then use it without the charger on it, or you can use it with the charger on it. It depends on you. And then when you have to use this one, it takes me forever to figure it out. I actually has to register online first, and then I could start to use this machine. So you have to go online and register it first, and then when you start to use it, you actually have to like turn on this this light. So you can see the screen shows you actually your machine's like, because there is a like signal over here. And then in the bottom you can see the red light. Actually it's a sensor to see if your skin tone qualify for this machine. So I'm going to test it on my forearm. See, you heard the big sounds. It means that you qualify for using this machine. And you can see you can adjust it from level 1 to level 5. I actually already tried this machine when I received it to my underarm, and it hurts. I only could tolerance level number 1, and the number 5 is the stronger one, which means that you could reach the better results. But actually it hurts. It feels like someone pinks you, and you feel like a little bit burn inside of your skin. And I hope I could tolerance level 2 from my next section. But today I'm just going to show you how to use it in my forearms. I'm not going to show you how I use it to my underarm. It's a little bit weird for me. But anyways, I'm going to demonstrate it with you guys today. And before I use this machine, I actually have to clean my forearm first, and then I have to shave it. You cannot pull out your hair, you have to shave it. So you still have the hair root inside of the skin, so that the hair root can absorb the laser light. So let me show you my original hair. I haven't shaved it at all, so in this way you guys could see better my original hair looks like. So it's kind of hairy, huh? And then, okay, you guys see pretty well, right? Yeah. And then now I'm going to clean up my forearm and shave it. So hold on just a second, I will be right back. So hi guys, I'm really back, and today as you can see I already shaved my forearm, and I'm ready to use this one with you guys. Actually this is my first time to try it on my forearm, so let's get started. And so going to turn on the machine and unlock it, and then I could adjust the level now. So I'm going to use level 1 first because I don't know if that hurts or not. So okay, try this one. Oh, it feels nothing. So I'm going to adjust it to the level 2. Level 2 now. Feel nothing. It's amazing. Okay, I'm going up for level 3. Level 3. Okay. Still feel nothing. You can see the fan is turned on. And level 4. Oh my god, I am a little bit nervous because I'm afraid of hurts. Oh, it's nothing. You feel like warm and not hurt at all. Okay, so I'm going up for level 5. The strongest one. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Oh. Yeah, actually it's okay, not hurting. I didn't feel anything, probably just a little bit hurts, a little bit. Just really warm. And you can see the fan is turning on. Yes. Okay. Don't do it much closer. Okay. Because the laser head is a little bit small, so it actually should take a while. Oh, I start feeling it a little bit hurts. Oh, that one's hurt. Okay. Oh, a little bit. And oh, that hurts. You feel somebody pinch you. So I already done around 150 times at my forearm area, and it didn't see any discomfort or burn or anything. It didn't feel anything, and probably a little bit warm at my forearms, but yeah, other than that I feel normal. So yeah, and then I'm going to update another update video after 1 month, because according to Tria, you actually have to do once a week in order to reach the best result. So I'm planning on doing once a week and post another update video to tell you guys what I think about Tria. So let's get started. So from my previous Tria hair laser removal machine video, I will show you my forearms with a laser hair. So if you guys already forgot about how my forearms looks like before, I'm going to put the video right now, so you guys could totally see how my forearms looks like before I use this machine. So I haven't shaved for 1 week. I'm going to show you my forearms right now. Okay, like this. Can you believe it? I haven't shaved it for more than 1 week, probably just 1 week. And you can see it. I have no hair. And my skin feels really smooth. I have no hair, and this arm as well. No hair. I just use it for like once a week, as Tria website suggested, and my hair are gone. I would say 80% of my hair as my forearms are gone, and another 20% of my hair become really fine. So I believe I could get like hair free on my forearms probably in the end of this year, and I'm really happy about it. So I hope I could get hair free in the end of this year, or at least next year. I'm super excited about the result and super happy with the outcome. And after telling you guys, like 3 weeks ago, I started to use it at my upper lip, and I use label number 3 as well, and you can tell 60% of my hair are gone. Let me show you. Like you can see, I have no hair. I have no hair on my upper lips, and I haven't shaved it for a week as well. I'm really happy with the results, and Tria is working for me. It's really working, so I'm really happy about it. This is a great investment I made, and I'm going to continue to use it. It's working perfectly, so I'm totally recommend this one. If you guys are going to make an investment, this one works really good, and it's only cost me like $400 something. Yeah, so it's really good. I really love it. So if you guys are considering to get it, I would totally recommend you guys to get it. And this will be my final review of my Tria machine. I have nothing to say about this one. And that's it for today. I will see you guys soon. Bye.
Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all well. Today I wanted to do a bit of a review type video for a product that I was sent a few months ago to review and to talk about, and this is a hair removal device. Now with summer just around the corner and with England experiencing the most amazing heat wave, I hope you guys, if you are in England, enjoyed the gorgeous sunshine that we've had. I know that I did, but it got me thinking about preparing for summer and preparing for holidays, as a lot of people are starting to book their holidays, go away for the summer, start getting in shape, start getting their bodies bikini ready. So this is one of the products I thought that it would be really good to review around this time of year, and this is the Tria Hair Removal Laser. Now this is what the laser looks like. It comes in a big box which I won't dig out now, but the laser portion is like this, and then it comes with a charger with a long cord. What I absolutely love about this, first thing, is that it is completely portable. So once you've charged it up, you can use it while you're watching TV. You don't have to have it plugged in, so you don't have to, you know, sit in the bathroom or sit in some defined space. You can move around with it if you wanted to, and it's very easy to use. You don't need any protective goggles or anything. So normally, you know, I'm just watching TV and using it. And how this works, it works in the same way as a salon hair removal laser, in that you need to do multiple sessions before the results become permanent. In the same way as traditional lasers, you can only use it on a specific range of skin tones. So, you know, the more pale side of the spectrum, if you have very dark skin, it's not going to be able to do it. And in the same way, you have to have hair that contrasts your skin tone. So light skin and dark hair, but it wouldn't work on blonde hairs or red hairs. On the side of the packaging, it actually has like a little chart that tells you, so this whole range here is fine to work with. It's only the darker skin that it's not suitable for. And it actually has a safety feature that ensures that you're not using it on skin that's too dark, because if the skin's too dark, I believe that it absorbs the light itself rather than the hair follicle absorbing it and then being killed, which would obviously be dangerous for your skin. So how it works is, once you've charged it, you can see that the laser actually comes out here, and then it has a little display here. So let's just turn it on. You can see here it's saying that the laser is locked, and there's the battery indicator. So it's locked because it wants to make sure that you have the right skin tone to be able to use this. You know, sometimes people buy things and think, oh, I'll be fine. You know, those safety specifications don't mean too much, but they really do. So the only way that you can actually unlock the laser is by placing it on the area that you're going to treat. So for example, if I was treating my arm, you can see that sound. The little sensor here detects that my skin, of course, me being super pale, is pale enough for me to be able to use this, and then it unlocks. And here it shows you the different settings for the different strengths, and you can take it up to the maximum, which I think is the 5, which is what I normally use it on. It really doesn't hurt. Like sometimes if I'm doing my legs, I'll get the odd twinge, but you know, I'm the biggest baby and I have no pain threshold, and I've never found it to be painful. It's just if you get a particular spot where you have a lot of follicles still. So what you would do is you shave the area first, and then you would use this pretty much straight away once you've dried your skin. So I'm just going to show you on the inside of my arm here, because obviously there's no hair here. I don't shave my arms or anything like that, and the hairs on my arms are blonde anyway, so this wouldn't work on it. But the laser comes out here, and there are no buttons to press. It's so easy, it just detects once you've got skin contact. So if I put it on my arm here, you can see it's already beeped once. That means it's firing. So you can see once it's firing, it's beeping. It's firing at the full strength, so number 5. So you can get an idea of how long it is between the flashes. What they say is that you're trying to overlap the areas. So the laser's only really in this area here, and you want to overlap like a third or up to a half of the area each time. So if you've done here, you want to overlap another little bit there, and then so on. You don't have to wait for ages between flashes. You don't have to press anything to activate it. As soon as you've got that skin contact, it's ready to go. And the only thing is that if you are using it on the 5, it does tend to run out of battery pretty quickly. And it can also get a little bit loud, because once you've fired it a few times, obviously because of the laser, the tool starts to heat up. I mean, it's not hot on the outside, but on the inside, that's what these little bits are for. And the fan inside starts trying to cool it down, which can get a little bit noisy, but it's not really loud or unpleasant. It's just that if you're watching TV, you might have to go up a few notches. But apart from that, the only thing that I found to be a disadvantage is that if you are doing a whole leg, like back and front, on the highest setting, then it will run out after about one leg and I will have to recharge it. Now luckily it only takes a few minutes to recharge. I can just plug it in, go away for 10-15 minutes and come back and it would be charged, so I can go and do the second leg. Obviously if you're working on smaller areas like your bikini line on your armpits, even at full power you can do the whole thing in one go. But it's just the legs. I mean, I'm 5'10", I have pretty long legs anyway, so maybe it's just me that it takes quite a while. I have been using this for a couple of months. I have been trying to do it every 2 weeks, but not always managing to on my underarms and on my legs, and so far so good. I mean, I haven't had any drastic results yet because I've only done a couple of sessions, but I'm hoping that after a few months I'm going to see really pronounced results where the hair starts falling out and actually less hair is regrowing. You just have to make sure that you persevere because you want to get the hairs that are growing at the different life cycles. More information about the Tria laser will be down below. I'm still trying it out, I'm in the middle of trying it out, so I can't guarantee that it's going to be 100% effective and it's going to mean that you're never going to have any kind of regrowth. Even reading the instruction booklet, it says that after you've done your full course of sessions, they would recommend you do like a top-up session every 6 months or something like that, depending on, you know, how much hair regrowth you have. But most of the results should be permanent. And personally, even though they have really good deals now, you know, on Groupon for IPL and laser, I just find it so hard to be able to book those sessions, and it's just the time that it takes to get to your appointment, be at your appointment, then come back. I'm so grateful that they've now invented these little machines. Maybe they're not as strong, maybe the results take longer to come around, but I would much rather do something like this in the comfort of my own home than have to rush around town trying to book sessions and get to places, and it just ends up being such a hassle. And I know that I tried doing laser on my underarms before and I didn't manage to finish the course of sessions because I wasn't able to book enough sessions in or to make it you know, after work. Most of us, you know, we have day jobs. It's difficult to be able to make an appointment at 6 o'clock. You know, sometimes it's just near on impossible. So yeah, so I highly recommend this. I think it's a great investment. I think it's pretty similar to the Philips, that's the Philips Lumea, I think it is, which I haven't tried, but if you guys have tried, let me know what you think. I just wanted to tell you about this little gadget because I've been really enjoying using it as much as you can enjoy using a hair removal system, but in the grand scheme of things it's been pretty effortless. It doesn't take much time and yeah, really easy to use. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been talking a lot. And let me know if you're using any kind of at-home devices, or if you are one of those that's going into salons, or if you're not sure about laser or IPL hair removal, you're not sure if it's safe. Just let me know what you guys think. What's your preferred method? And I'll be really interested to hear what you guys' opinions are. So thank you so much for watching as ever. I shall be back soon, and enjoy the sunshine.
Hi everybody, so I'm going to be doing a review today. This is going to be for the Tria Hair Removal Laser at-home system. This is the box that it comes in, and when you open up the box you have this little envelope right here that opens up with the directions and the pamphlet and all that, and you get the actual handheld laser right here. And then over here you get like a separate box which just contains the charger. So before I get into like my review and such, this is gonna be like an overview of what this does and costs and where you can get it and all that. And then I'll also go over my first impression of it because I did just receive this today and just used it for the very first time. This system retails for $395. It's a bit steep, but in the long run, I personally am looking at it as like an investment you know, rather than like waxing or buying an epilator or shaving, which is all temporary stuff, and then you have to buy refills for razors, and you have to constantly go in for waxes, maybe not as often as shaving, but you still gotta go, or you do it at home. Regardless, there's all these products that you're still gonna have to buy to maintain smooth legs, a smooth bikini line, no hair under arms, or no hair on your arms, whatever it may be. So I'm looking at the long term, because this does claim to, with time, reduce the hair growth as well as hopefully eliminating it permanently. You can purchase this at, I'm going to name off a couple places that I was able to find. I don't know, you could probably purchase this in store, but online you can go to Bloomingdale's website, Bergdorf Goodman, and QVC. However, with QVC, they have a different model. They have a purple model, which I guess is a step up from this. The only difference I personally was able to read up on, I'm not sure if this is the only difference, but with the one on QVC, you can actually use it from your cheek all the way down to your toes, which means you can use it on your face, like if you have like any facial hair or, you know, whatever. But you can't use it on your eyebrows, obviously, because that's above your cheek. This is the one that I have is the one that you can get from Bloomingdale's or Bergdorf Goodman. This one is neck down use only. So from neck down to your toes, cannot use it anywhere on your face. And the one on QVC is, I think, $449, so it's roughly around $100 more. As a disclaimer, I did not get this for free. No one sent this to me to review it for free. No one paid me to do this review. My boyfriend bought this for me and gave it to me today. So yeah, there you go. I did get it for free because it was a gift from someone who had to pay full price for it. Okay, this is battery operated. It's a rechargeable battery, so you plug in the charger right here and it comes with a charger. I like this because of the simple design of it. Basically, you just hold it and there is one green button at the top, and that button controls the on and off of this handheld. It controls like which level you want to use it on. So there's 5 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a display right here. It's a display screen that displays your battery life, which level you are currently using, and whether it's locked or unlocked. And then the front part is just like this round piece right here. This is the laser part. And then you also have a skin sensor down right here, this little dot. And I'll do close-ups at the end to show you all these things. But you have a skin sensor right here that lights up red when you turn it on, and that's what locks that's what unlocks the system, because when you turn it on, it is locked, which means when you press it against your skin, nothing happens until you unlock it using the skin sensor, and I'll go into that in just a second. Before I continue and kind of talk about this product and what I feel about it, I do have to state that this is not made for everybody. You do have to be a certain skin tone, or you have to be between certain skin tone range. If you are too dark, if you are like African American, this wouldn't work for you. I've read some reviews of lighter skinned African Americans that have found that it would not unlock for them. Olive skin tones, it kind of just depends on the shade of olive that you are. On the triabeauty.com website, you can also purchase this on Tria Beauty, by the way. But if you go to their website, they will have the skin tone chart. Sorry, my voice. They'll have the skin tone chart. I believe it's right on their homepage, and it'll show you like light, medium, beige, and one other color. You have to be somewhere in between those tones in order for this to unlock, because it does scan your skin tone, and that determines whether it will unlock for you and work, or it will remain locked and you just won't be able to get it to work. Once you pass the skin tone range that they want you to be in order to use this, you also have to have dark hair. Dark hair meaning medium brown to dark brown black. It won't work if you have blonde hair, red hair, gray hair, white hair, anything light. It won't pulse, and nothing is going to come out, and it just won't work on you. Okay, so when you first use this, they do say that you have to wash the area that you're going to be using, and you must shave it clean. And then once it's shaved clean, you rinse it off, make sure it's clean, pat it dry, and use this only when you are completely dry in whatever area you're planning to use this on. So again, anywhere from neck down, you can use this. Your underarms, your legs, your bikini line, way in there in your bikini line, you know, your arms, your hands, your back, wherever you have hair. And again, make sure it's shaven. This does work if you don't shave, but I find that it does sting a little bit more because I tried it the first time without shaving the area, and then I had to go in and shave it before I continued because it kind of was a little bit too uncomfortable for me. And also, for best results with this, like to get the whole permanently removes hair deal, you do want to use this as much as they recommend in the pamphlet, so be sure to read that. But basically they say it's, I believe, 2 times for the first 3 months of use, and then after 3 months you would only use it 1 time a month for 5 months, and then you'll finish your treatments with this home system. Now, when I first used this, I was really scared, okay, because let me just give you some background on how big of a scaredy cat I am. I have never waxed before, and I've never used an epilator before because I am so scared to let an epilator near any part of my body, and waxing is just not an option. I'm just way too big of a scaredy cat to do any of that. I can barely bring myself to pluck my eyebrows with tweezers. I usually end up midway, just end up taking a brow shaver and just shaving the areas off around my brows because it hurts too bad for me. So if you kind of are scared of all those things and you have a low pain tolerance, I can bear this pain. It's not really pain, it's more of like a discomfort. Basically, a lot of people, I guess, explain it or describe it as if you were to take like a rubber band and pull it back and snap it against your skin every time you go in. That's what it would feel like. So if you think you could tolerate that, you can probably tolerate this. In the directions, they do say first start off on level 1. If you don't feel level 1, you go to level 2. You keep going up a level until you feel something, I guess. Basically, they're saying if you don't feel anything, it's most likely not working. I decided to try it on my knuckles first. So I did my first knuckle on level 1, didn't feel anything. Set it to level 2, went to my next knuckle, didn't feel anything, went to level 3. On my middle finger, felt something for sure. Then I wanted to see if I could tolerate number 4. On my index knuckle, couldn't tolerate number 4 there, so I stuck to number 3 when I went up my arm to do it. Now, when I first did this part of my arm on level 3, I would feel it every time I did it. Nothing too bad, all bearable. As I went up towards my shoulder with it, I did start feeling, every time I pulsed, I did feel a little bit of pain. What had happened was I was doing level 3 on my arms, then I figured, oh, you know, I could probably tolerate level 4, so I went up to level 4. I was able to tolerate level 4 up until like my elbow. Everything above my elbow I really felt with level 4, so I had to go down to level 3 again. So again, some spots you can just tolerate a higher level, some areas are just maybe too sensitive, or you know, whatever, you have probably more hairs in one spot, which means you'd probably want to lower the level. You kind of just have to play around with it and go according to how it feels. You don't want to go over the same spot more than once. That's my only thing with this, is when you do it, they explain that you have to, when you hold it and let it pulse, once it's done in one spot, you can either pick it up and move it to the next spot, which you want to overlap with the first spot that you did, or you can just, once it's done there, slide it down, let it keep going. So that's what I did. I found it easiest to slide because I noticed if you picked it up, since it doesn't leave a mark on you, you don't really visually know where it was, and you kind of have to guesstimate where it was and where to overlap it. And you know, I just didn't want to miss like any like major spots. So you can either lift it up, put it back down, lift it up, put it back down, or you can just slide it along the way. it is a very small surface, like the tip of this, very small. So to do both arms, it took me about 15 to 20 minutes on one arm, the first arm I started with, and then since I was more used to it, the second arm was a little bit less time, which was about 12 to 15 minutes. So you can imagine how much longer it would take to do your entire left and right leg if both arms took me about 35-40 minutes. I personally wouldn't recommend this if you are just the type of person who can't stick to something. You have to be kind of dedicated to the 2 times a month for 3 months and once a month for 5 months. Because I mean, if you're not going to be dedicated to doing that, it's kind of pointless. You'd be spending almost $400 on a home system that you're probably not going to use. Like, if you're just the type of person who likes to buy things, try it once, and you always forget about it, or you forget to do it, or you just get too lazy and don't want to do it, you probably shouldn't buy this unless you are okay with just throwing away $400. That could buy you a lot of makeup. So I would only buy this if you were for sure dedicated. I knew I was never going to invest or try an epilator. I already knew that. And I knew for sure that I was never going to wax ever. It's just, I have it set in my mind I'm never going to want to do any of those. So I was stuck with shaving. That's the reason I wanted to try this. That was kind of like my overview and first impressions of this. I will come back and do an updated video in about 3, maybe 4 months to let you guys know how the process is going, because I do plan to stick with it and just use this. So I will hopefully be back with an update. And then right now I'm just going to show you guys close-ups of how to use it up close so you guys can actually see rather than from a distance. Push it again to turn it on. It's locked. Scan it on the area that you want to laser. Now it is, whoops, now it's unlocked, and I'm going to put it to laser level number 3. So I hope this video helped you guys, and thank you all so much for watching and subscribing if you have, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Hi everyone. So I thought today I would give you a preliminary review of the Tria at-home laser hair removal device. I say preliminary because I think it's the type of thing that you really need to use for 6 months or more to have definitive results, but I've been using it for a couple of months and I can tell you now what my results are so far and what my experience has been with the device. So it's different from shaving, depilatory creams, waxing, and epilation in that all of those methods are temporary hair removal, and the Tria is the only FDA-approved permanent laser hair removal device. So it's supposed to have permanent results, which is great. This is what it looks like. It is a rechargeable device. You plug it in here and then you plug it into the wall. Now, I did read on some of the reviews that the device has a lifespan of 300 charges. I don't know if that's intentionally built into the device. I don't know if that's everybody's experience or just a few people. I also don't know if it just stops working after 300 charges or if it just gradually becomes less effective, but I do know that I've had mine for a little over 2 months and I have charged it, well, I charged it when I first got it, and I've only had to recharge it once. So if that's the case, then I think that I'm going to have it long enough to treat all of the areas that I would like to treat before it kicks off on me. I bought it from QVC. It's $395, so that is a good chunk of money. You can't really compare it to the price of a bag of disposable razors because those are temporary. Hair removal, this is permanent, so if you compare it to professional laser hair removal, that is thousands of dollars, so in that respect it's a good deal. It's much more affordable than going in and having professional laser hair removal done. I wouldn't pay thousands to have that done, so I think that $395 is a much more affordable alternative. So this is what it looks like. Now, it's not meant for everybody. It is meant for light skin and dark hair. So I have light skin, but some of the hair on my body is very, very light. For example, on my arms, You can hardly even see it in the camera. You might be able to see it a little bit here. It's very, very light, so I don't think there's even any point in me trying to use it on my arms. The hair on my legs is a little bit darker, so I am optimistic that it might have some effect on the hair on my legs. However, I have not been using it on my legs yet. There's always the bikini area and under the arms, and that is where I have chosen to test out this device. I've been using it under my arms every week for the past couple of months. Now, I wanted this device specifically for under my arms because, you know, when you shave under your arms but you still kind of have that 5 o'clock shadow, I don't like that. I've always had that and I've always hated it, so this to me is the best way to get rid of that. I've shaved for years. I have tried epilating under my arms, and while I can epilate the heck out of my legs and I'm used to it and it doesn't bother me at all, I can't handle it under my arms. The area is too sensitive, and I don't know if the hair is just thicker than the hair on my legs or what, but I can't do it. And waxing, I did try waxing under my arms once. I tried doing it myself and it resulted in tears and blood, so I will not be doing that again. And I have not been brave enough to go in and have someone else wax under my arms, which is why I'm really happy to have this. So this is how you turn it on. Now you see there's a little lock there. It has a sensor on the bottom. If your skin is too dark for this device to work, it will not unlock. So you put it on your skin, and if your skin is light enough, the device turns on, and now you can see this is what's left of my battery charge, and then a little picture of the device for some reason, and then these are the different 5 settings. The higher you turn it up, the more intense the pulse. Now that's going to mean a couple of things. The more intense the pulse, the more effective it's going to be, and the fewer times you're going to need to treat that area, but it's also going to be, you're going to feel it more. And by feeling it, I mean it's going to hurt a little bit more the higher you turn it. It's a very different sensation. Now don't be scared, we can take this, it's not that bad. And there are 5 settings, so if you can't handle 3 or 4 or 5, then just start out at the level 1 or 2. It just means you're going to have to treat that area more times before you get the results that you're hoping for. It's a very different sensation. I kind of thought that maybe it would be something like a rubber band snapping, because whenever you hear people talking about lasers, they use that analogy quite a bit. I thought maybe too it would be something like the sensation of epilating or tweezing, which is just pulling the hair out by the root. It's not like either one of those things at all. It's not a feeling I've ever had with any other type of hair removal or anything, frankly. It's like you feel a burst of heat underneath the surface of the skin. It's an instant burning sensation, and then it gradually dissipates. So it's not terribly uncomfortable, but if you turn it up really high, see, it just depends. It depends on your pain threshold, how much you can tolerate. It depends on the area of your body that you're treating, because let's be honest, some areas are more sensitive than others, and it also depends on how high you turn the device up. Now, when I do a 3 under my arms, I don't feel it at all. I feel nothing. I treat the area and I go on with my day. If I use a 4, it's significant. It's tolerable, but it's uncomfortable. So I prefer to use a 3, but you know, every now and then I feel brave and I start out at the 4, and I usually have to turn it down to a 3 halfway through. So you can do it a couple of ways. You can put it down and move it across the area, or you can put it down once and glide it. So I'm going to show you, and it's not going to work on my arm at all because the hair is so light, but you can set it and then move it to the next spot, or you can just set it down and do this, which is obviously going to be the more efficient way to go. And the spot that the laser actually comes out is relatively small. It's a lot smaller than if you go in and have laser hair removal done professionally, so you're going to spend some time. And with these kind of things, you have to be, I'm going to turn it off, you have to be willing to invest the time to treat the areas to get the results that you want. A lot of these type of devices, I think they get poor reviews from people who, either people who aren't meant to use the device. For example, like I said, this is for light skin with dark hair. So, you know, if you have really dark skin, or conversely, if you have really light skin but you also have light hair, it's not going to work for you, so you're not going to have good results. But I think a lot of the reviews, negative reviews, are written by people who just don't really invest the time, so of course they're not going to get the results. So another thing that I should tell you is it is a little bit heavy. So when you're treating under your arms, you're standing with one arm in the air and you're holding the device with the other hand, and it takes a good 15 minutes to treat each. Well, you could spend 15 minutes per armpit. I tend to do both in about 15 minutes, but your arms are going to get kind of tired. I know that sounds terribly wimpy, but you know, it's something you need to know before you buy it if you're going to invest the money. Oh, and another thing, it does have a fan on the inside, so after you've used it for a couple of minutes, the fan will kick on the inside, and it just makes kind of a whirring noise. Kind of took me by surprise the first time, so I didn't know it did that. So after using it for a couple of months, I have maybe about, it's so hard to put a percentage on it, but maybe about 40 to 50% less hair under my arms. As far as I'm concerned, those are really good results. I'm really happy with that, and it makes me more than willing to continue using it to try to bring that percentage, you know, to 100% hair removal under my arms, and then, you know, I'll move on to testing it out on my legs and possibly the bikini area. And by bikini area, I am talking about the upper thighs and the areas that show when you're wearing underwear or a bathing suit. So whatever you do beyond that is your business. Another thing that you need to know about this is with epilating and with waxing, you have to let the hair grow before you can treat the area. With this, it's actually the opposite. You want to shave immediately before using it. Like, don't shave and then the next day use this, because the laser heats up the hair that's under the surface of the skin. The longer the hair, the more you're going to feel the heat from the pulse. So if the hair's really long, it's going to hurt. So yeah. So other than that, I think I really enjoy the device. I'm happy with the results that I have. I'm happy to have it. I'm going to continue using it and hope for, you know, continued hair removal. So
hey there guys, welcome back. It's Tara, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a very exciting video which has kind of been in the works for a little while now, and I've been dying to share it with you guys. Now this is for all my ladies who got that hair problem. If you're dark haired like me, or whether you just have a lot of hair, then maybe you're going to be excited to watch this video. Of course, as you probably guessed by the title, it is a sort of a hair removal video. It's kind of a trial that I'm doing at the moment, and it is for the Tria Beauty Hair Removal Laser Generation 4X, and basically this is just a permanent results at home laser kit which I have had the opportunity to review for you guys and also demonstrate for you guys. So, you know, you don't have to spend your hard-earned cash until you're sure that it works, or at least I can give my 2 cents opinion on it, and you guys can decide for yourself whether this would be a product for you. So I'm going to go as in depth as possible. This is basically like an initial overview of how it works, the safety settings, and what you can expect from the next 2 videos. So this will be part 1 of a 3-parter video. So the Tria just looks like this. It's basically an exceptionally lightweight, and I believe the only at-home laser kit that's available on the market at the moment, and it's been circulating in the UK market for maybe the last year or so. I know it's been in the US and Asia for a little while. I've tried everything at this stage, and I mean, hair removal isn't something that's taken over my life, you know, it doesn't interfere with my life, I suppose, but to an extent it does add, you know, a little bit of just annoying hair. You know, hair is hair, and sometimes we just don't want it in certain places, and I'm sure you guys all feel the same. So if you're like myself, I've tried shaving, waxing, electrolysis, bleaching, pretty much the works when it comes to reducing the amount of hair that you have on certain parts of your body or changing it a different colour, but I've never tried anything that got me permanent results at home. Electrolysis was only a temporary measure and it was extremely painful, unlike this one, which is supposed to be a permanent hair loss removal everything. Hair loss? No, not hair loss, a permanent hair removal system that, you know, will give you the same results as if you were to go to a salon or a clinic to get laser done. Now, the reason I really wanted to try the Tria is because I personally can't make appointments anyway to get laser done at a clinic, just because I live between Belfast and Cork and it's so hard to set up an appointment and work it around my lifestyle and really make the appointment. So this is great because it's lightweight, you can keep it at home, it doesn't take up much room, and you can use it anytime you want and basically use it to your own convenience. The convenience part of it is one of the biggest things for me, because I just find, and as well, I'm not overly confident with, you know, going to a salon and having other people kind of poke and prod at me when I, you know, may not want to, or I don't know, I think there's just something a lot more convenient about having this at home, doing it in your own time around your terms. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just really excited to share it with you guys and to see if it works. Now, the reason I wanted to try this so bad, because I've got like a lot of different thicknesses of hair all over my body, varying in coarseness and thickness and colour, and I really thought I would be a good candidate to try it because I could kind of tell you my results on each area by week 2 and week 3 and show you pictures and clips and all that sort of things about how I'm getting on with this, especially for my underarm hair, because I have that sort of, because I have dark hair, I have a bit of a shadow underneath my armpit, so when I shave and things like that I am left with a shadow, so it looks like I haven't shaved when I have. It's just really kind of annoying, and laser is the only thing to get rid of that. So I was definitely going to get laser on my armpits at some stage, but there was lots of other places that I wanted to try it too, and I was just calculating the bills up and what it would cost to go to a clinic, and it was just ridiculously expensive. I think it was nearly over $1,000 just to get like a few places done. So I can definitely justify the price of the Tria laser, just because you can do anywhere you want, as many times as you want, and you know there's probably a few O's in it to use on friends or family as well. So definitely I will leave all the information about pricing and stuff like that in the down bar, and also where you can find it on Tria's website, and if you want more information on how it works and things like that if I missed anything in the video. But definitely I can justify the price of this when you actually look at how much it would cost to get, let's say, even one laser treatment done at a clinic. So results time is approximately 12 weeks with this. You're supposed to use it every other week. As well, you can still use it for touch-ups. Even with regular laser at a clinic, you do sometimes need to go back for touch-ups for little stray hairs with that. Again, very handy to have it at home because you can do those touch-ups yourself at home. But after 12 weeks, the majority of your hair is supposed to be removed permanently, which is absolutely amazing. I think that's a very short space of time to maybe possibly never have to shave again or never have to wax again, and as well would definitely save you money in the long run because you wouldn't be getting those, you know, waxing treatments done, you wouldn't be buying bleaching cream, things like that. So I'm going to step you through about the kind of like a demo of how it works at the end of this video, and sort of just show you the settings and the basic functions of it and some of the safety mechanisms on it. But I will mention that this will not work for everyone. It does go down a shade or two darker than my own skin tone, but anything darker than that, it's all kind of on the Tria website about the type of skin tones that this can be used on, because it can't be used on every skin tone. It's quite dangerous to use it, I think, on very, very dark skin. And as well, it may or may not work for people with like very fair hair, very blonde hair naturally. It may not work for them. I'm not sure why. Probably something to do with the follicle or the colour of the hair. But everything will be listed down below for you guys so you can see. I'm pretty sure the Tria website has like a little test thing where you can actually just input your skin type and your hair type and things like that, and it'll tell you whether Tria is suitable for you or not, which I think is really handy. That's what I did before I got my hands on this, and I thought it was very helpful, and I was very glad to see that I was in the category that it did work on. You basically charge this baby up every time you use it, and of course you're going to use more battery depending on what areas you're doing. So if you're doing a very large area like both your legs in one session, it's going to use quite a lot of battery, but if you're just doing little bits on your face, it's obviously going to use less of the battery, but it's best to charge it after you use it every time anyway. I believe it mentions there's approximately like a guaranteed 300 charges in it or something like that. But I mean, it's a fairly well made kind of product by the feel of it. It's very sturdy, it's lightweight, but it feels quality. Move around your body, on your face and on your legs. It's very comfortable to hold as well. And yeah, I'm going to be basically sharing my results with you guys over the next few weeks, and just letting you know how I get on. In terms of using the product, I don't think it recommends waxing or bleaching or anything like that, but you can still shave in between treatments, and it's also recommended that you shave before each session as well, just to help it. I don't know how, but it's just recommended to shave before you do each session. To activate the Tria laser, you're going to press the one big button that is on the laser, and basically you can control all the functions from this one button. So to turn it on, you just press this button here, wait a few seconds, and as you can see, the safety lock has come on, as well as a little symbol saying that, you know, you need to check if you're using on the right sort of skin, because if you're not, the machine will stay locked. When you see the lock symbol, that means it's time to test it on your skin. Basically, there's an inbuilt safety mechanism in the Tria laser that basically disables you from using it in any area that is unsuitable for the laser to work on. So maybe areas that are too sensitive or are too dangerous to use laser beams on, I guess. So to get rid of the lock, when you first open your Tria, you need to register online. It only takes around, I don't know, about 5 minutes, or else you can call them up and register there. And then after that, if you still see the lock symbol, which you will, you can then go ahead and do your first skin test. So this is how you go about doing it. For example, my arms are quite hairy, so we're going to try it on there. So for example, girly button here, and you can pretty much access all the functions through this one button. So on the screen you'll see a counter on the right and a little kind of power or intensity sort of meter on the left. To change the intensity, you just press the button. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So at the moment I believe it's on 5, so now it's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing with the intensities is basically you have to build yourself up. So you'll start at 1, gradually after maybe a fortnight or so, or maybe the next time you use it, you might, if you feel you're ready, you'll move on to maybe intensity 2, intensity 3, intensity 4, intensity, basically work your way up to intensity 5. So that's the idea of it. You basically start on a low setting and sort of build yourself up, but results are shown to be 3 times as fast when you use it on the 4th to 5th intensity setting after you've built yourself up a little. The counter is basically the pulse counter, and I'm going to show you what a pulse looks like in a second, which is basically one sort of, I don't know, pinch of the laser, I guess. That will basically just indicate how much you're using per area, and there's actually a recommended guideline of how many pulses you should be using for, i.e. your upper lip or your face or your legs. It'll kind of give you a recommended amount of pulses that you should be doing so that you don't go kind of over the top. The tip of the laser itself just looks like this. It's nothing breakable, it's very safe to use. It just has a little plastic coating on it that is very hard wearing. You're not going to break that, so don't worry about it. And basically it's really just fuss free. All you have to do, as you can see my hairy arms, which I will probably be using the laser on, you just press the laser, you hear that beep, See, that's the buzzer noise. That means I've used it in the wrong place or I've used it incorrectly. But basically, once you hear that beep, that means it's time to move on to the next spot. Now, if you can see the size of the little circle in the middle, how you know what distance to move is actually going to be half of that circle every time. And you basically do that all the way down. Now I have mine on intensity 5, so I can feel a slight little tingle. It's nothing painful, it's just like a warm, I wouldn't even go as far as saying sting, it's just a warm feeling. It's nothing painful at all. So far this has been kind of the safest feeling and most easy to use and less painful method of hair removal that I have used since. Shaving is obviously very easy, but of course you can cut yourself shaving too. So let me know your thoughts before you go. I'm really excited to try this for you guys and let you know how it works and whether this would be something you guys would try out, because I'm really curious as to see, like, have any of you guys tried it before or what was your experience with laser in general. I would love to know, but this thing is a nifty little tool. This is the first part of my Tria Hair Removal Laser 4X review, I guess, and more of an overview, I guess. And yeah, I'm going to have part 2 and 3 coming in the next few weeks. Obviously, I'm assuming that you guys are back for part 2 of my Tria Beauty at-home laser hair removal review. This is my halfway vlog, I guess, about it. It's going to include pictures and video clips from when the first time I used it to now, just to show you my progress. I was recently just on holiday to New York, so that is why my halfway mark is up a little bit later. But I did 3 full treatments and I'm just after doing my 4th. So really what you're going to be seeing is the results of the halfway mark. So about 3 to 3.5 sessions of results is what you guys will be seeing. And I think I have a lot to update you on. And of course I have 1 or 2 questions that you guys wanted answered from the last vlog, which I'm happy to answer for you guys as much as I can. So this is the Tria, if you don't already know. I already discussed its functions, what it does, and basically if it is suitable for your skin type, etc. in vlog number 1 or part number 1, and basically gave it a kind of a initial rundown and review and just kind of how it feels, how it works, and basically all the important information you need to know about it before you start using it. Now of course if you don't already know and you're just after clicking onto this video, I'm reviewing the Tria 4X at-home laser hair removal. It's the same strength as the one that you like laser hair removal that you can get done in clinics and things like that, and it is FDA approved. So if you want to head over and watch part 1 first to get all the diggity on this little baby right here, then go over that, but through this video I'll be giving sort of an overview of it again anyway. Like I said in the first video, the Tria is a little bit heavy but extremely portable friendly, I guess. I just took it to New York with me because I didn't want to miss kind of one of my treatments, and I did it in Dublin the night before my trip, so it's really easy, really convenient, and a really good system to have at home. It definitely doesn't take up much room and it's just super convenient, which is why I wanted to try it. This was sent to me by Tria for consideration and review, but I don't want to give you guys a inconsistent review and just say, oh, it worked just to get this free. That's not how it's working. I'm doing a really in-depth review with pictures and clips so you can legitimately see the results that I'm getting from it. I already took clips from my before my first treatment, and I just today I took the results of kind of the 3.5 to 4 4th treatment. Now I do it every 2 weeks. I do 1 treatment every 2 weeks, and the areas that I have been treating the most, I guess, or the most consistently is my underarm area, my armpit area, and my forearm here, because they're 2 very different coarseness of hair. Obviously the hair under my arm is very thick and very coarse and very like some other areas on my body, etc. And then my forearm hair is a lot more light, it's a lot more feathery and thin, which is very kind of, I don't know, reflective of hair maybe on your face, or I don't know, maybe on your thighs, or you know, just somewhere else where the hair is very light but you just don't want it there. So this way I'm sort of getting two results. I'm getting how it works on coarse hair and also how it works on thinner hair, so that you guys can kind of get a accurate reflection of how well this works for different coarsenesses of hair. If you watched the part 1 video, you see that there's 5 intensity levels on the Tria laser, and basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to start on the low ones and gradually work your way up to the middle and the higher level. So let's say level 3 to 5 are sort of on the higher side, and the highest success rates are for people that use it slightly on the higher side, so the 4s and the 5s, which is what I've been trying very hard to work up towards, because obviously I want to get a good result by the time I get to my last treatment. I don't know if it's going to take 1 or 2 more treatments after that. I don't know whether I'll be done before that. So far my results have been pretty good and pretty kind of where I want them to be at this stage in the game. So far I'm really happy with how far I've gone along. Again, I'm just over halfway through my treatment, and I worked my way up to level 3 to 4 depending on what area I'm using it on, mostly at the 4 though. Apologies for advance for the unpleasant hair images and clips of my underarm. I'm going to insert the clips of the I guess the before treatment and the kind of halfway mark treatment. The first kind of clip I guess will be obviously the before, and the second will be where I'm at about now. Obviously there's some unsightly hair there. This is after 1 week of growth on both sides. I left my hair grow for you guys just because I wanted to be a really accurate review, and I wanted you guys to see where the hair has stopped growing over the treatment, and I definitely wanted you guys to see the results rather than me just shaving my armpits and then you guys trying to figure out where the hair is still growing or where the follicles have just stopped growing hair. Probably see a bit of a difference of the kind of the length of the hair, or how, for me anyway, I've noticed really how fast the hair has grown back. It definitely is a shorter amount of time. I don't have to shave as often. I would probably have to shave my underarms pretty much every day if I wanted my armpits exposed, because the hair would just grow so fast. Even if I shaved in the morning, even by the evening I felt like there was a kind of a 5 o'clock shadow, I guess, and that was kind of annoying. I've definitely noticed that now I only need to shave maybe twice a week. The hair doesn't grow as quickly back as quickly as before, and I've also noticed kind of patches of where the hair hasn't grown back at all. Obviously there's still quite a lot to go, but it's just so cool to actually see some of the hair not come back, and it's really kind of exciting, I guess. So I've been really happy with that. Again, another one is my forearms, which unfortunately I don't think I took before and after clips of. If I did, they'll be in the video, but you did see my forearms in the last video, and they're basically nearly hairless. I did the first video, I still had hairy arms, and they're not something I'm hugely insecure about. I used to be when I was younger, but then I just got over it because, you know, you just need to get over these things. But I decided to try it on my arms because, you know, I mean, it's just nicer with no hair there, I think. So in my first video you would have seen my forearm with a lot of hair on it, and now it has pretty much virtually none. Again, I've been doing this treatment consistently with my underarms as well. Again, after I started using the treatment, of course you have to shave first, which is kind of the crappy part, because obviously the hair is going to grow back a little bit every time you shave it, and you don't want to make matters worse, but it's okay. Just shave the area, then use your Tria straight afterwards or the same day. I found is the most effective, because the longer the hair, the more painful it will be. So it's kind of just as a measure of just reducing any sort of pain or pinches, you're supposed to shave. So yeah, I'm pretty much nearly hairless on my arms now. There is a few really thin hairs that are maybe about 2 millimeters long on my arms, but then in between there's patches where there's absolutely no hair at all. About 2 more treatments and I should be done. I've seen a lot more results on my forearms than I have my underarms, because I've been using probably a slightly higher setting I found that places like your arms and your legs, you have a really high pain threshold. You can pretty much not feel it really at all, and that's on maybe level 4 to level 5. You just can't really feel it, but I feel like since using it for some of the more sensitive parts of your body, you can definitely feel a bit more of a pinch. It's kind of like somebody plucking a hair. That's the only way I can sort of describe it. It's not excruciating. At times I found for the underarm on a high level, it can be kind of, you can kind of, I don't know, kind of squirm a little bit, and then the treatment doesn't work properly because you'll get that kind of beep, which means that you haven't placed the laser on your skin properly and the laser beam hasn't kind of worked its magic on your follicle. So what I found the best way to help with that is put your kind of, I don't know, your thoughts, like I think the thought of it is worse than actually doing it. So every time I feel like I'm squirming, I actually press the laser into my skin more, and it just feels like it kind of deflects the pain a little bit, or the kind of, not the pain, I feel like pain is a very harsh word, but it kind of deflects the pinch if you, every time you get that urge to pull away, push the laser in more, and it kind of, I don't know, it just kind of diffuses the pinch feeling a little bit. I found the very, very center of the armpit is probably the most sensitive and hardest to do. 6 to 7 treatments is kind of the average time for people to get kind of completely permanent hair removal results. Another question that one of you guys have asked me is laser treatment bad for your skin? Because obviously it sounds really bad. It sounds like radiation.com. It's not at all. I did some research on it, and already knowing that this Tria laser is already FDA approved, I knew it wasn't going to be harmful for my skin. Laser hair removal is not harmful at all. It does not manipulate the structure of the cells in your skin, therefore it is not cancer causing or anything like that at all. It won't cause tumours. It's not like sitting under the, I don't know, rays of a sunbed or anything like that. It does not manipulate the skin cells. But that was a really, really good question. So far I'm really, really happy with the results I've seen with the Tria laser. I actually have seen results, which is exciting, and the important thing about this video is important to give you guys as much information about it as possible in the 3 videos altogether that I'm doing on it. Obviously my 3rd video is going to be my final results, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to you guys with a full kind of hair removal situation around my arms and underarms. I would love for that to happen and show you guys by the last treatment. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Tara. I know, long time no talk. I am so sorry, but I had the flu, and then I had a ton of uni deadlines. I still have a ton of uni deadlines, yada yada, and I've also gone back to work on top of all that for Christmas. But I decided I would ease myself back in with a highly requested video. You guys have been leaving comments on my other YouTube videos, on my Instagram, like emailing me, on Tumblr and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that that would be the first video that I would get up for you guys, because it is well overdue and I really was excited to kind of talk about it. It is my final installment of my little Tria series that I did, featuring the Tria at-home laser hair removal 4X edition, and I'm really excited to kind of talk to you guys about it and really just round up my whole experience with it. I guess you could say it was a bit of a clinical trial. I really wanted to see if it would work on me, and of course document my progress as I went along. If you want to know how the Tria works, all its basic features, things like that, they've all been addressed really in-depthly in video 1, where it was like an initial review of the Tria, and my video 2, which was my halfway treatment mark, and those videos also have pictures and video clips of my improvement along the way. So at that second video you see how much hair was removed halfway through the treatment, and this is finally going to be my last installment. So on to my final thoughts and pictures and stuff of my experience with the Tria. As you guys know, Tria sent me this for consideration and review. It was not just sent to me, I asked them for it. It was a product that I was really interested in trying out for you guys. I thought it was something that you guys would like to see, because I see a lot of laser hair removal reviews on YouTube and stuff, but nothing really in depth about kind of go along process or of using an at-home system, something like this. People just tend to do a final review. So as I mentioned in my other videos, I wanted this to be as in-depth as possible. It was something that I was genuinely interested in. It was something that I was thinking of paying for at a laser hair removal clinic. It was something I was really seriously thinking about. So that's why I got in contact with Tria, and they were kind enough to send me it to try out. And it just has the little laser circle follicle, that's right there. That's the bit that you place on the skin when you're kind of, I don't know, lasering your hair, I guess. And it lets out a little beep, which I will kind of demonstrate in a minute, just to show you guys if you don't want to watch my other videos. You do one treatment with the Tria every 2 weeks or every other week, and you do about 6 of those treatments altogether. So one treatment every 2 weeks, and you do that 6 times. That is the recommended sort of time frame that they give to remove the hair. That is in conjunction with the Tria Hair Removal Calming Gel. This goes on, it sort of reminds me of a very kind of aloe vera type gel. It's really nice, it's really soothing and comforting. Now that time frame is given if you use the gel with the Tria on the highest setting. So that's like if you're just really hardcore and you want to go full blast straight away, but Tria does recommend that you start off on maybe 2 or 3 if it's kind of like a non-sensitive area, and then try and build your way up to the 5 setting as quick as possible. The lower setting you take, the longer the treatment is going to take. You're going to have to do extra treatments, things like that, but everyone is slightly different. Everyone's hair could be slightly coarser. I have quite coarse hair, so I had a feeling I was going to go over that number of treatments, the recommended amount, which is totally fine, because it's not like when you're in a clinic and you get a set amount of treatments for a certain price, and then if it's not done by the end of those 6 weeks, you're kind of like, okay, I still have hair, now I have to pay for more treatments at the clinic. This is great because you can do it as much as you like from the comfort of your own home in the time frame that suits you. That's what I love about it. It's just so fuss free and just handy to have in the house, ready to go whenever you have time to use it. Because if you're super busy like me, I cannot stick to an appointment for my absolute life. So this has been an absolute lifesaver in terms of getting that laser hair removal, but on my own terms. Now the thing with my treatment is I did not have the calming gel at the very beginning of my treatment. Initially I was sent just the Tria on its own, but you are really recommended if you want that 6 treatment time frame for complete hair removal, then you really need to use the calming gel. And the calming gel does come separately. I think it's about 14 or 15 pounds. I will leave the price of both of these in the down bar below. It is not a cheap treatment, but like I said, if you add up the amount of money that you're going to spend getting the treatment at a clinic, and this way you can get a load of different areas done, and I think this is guaranteed for at least 300 charges, which is, you know, going to last you a lifetime. The calming gel is a huge help in terms of getting you up to the high setting pretty much straight away. I really would highly recommend it, and I think if you're going to drop about, I think these are about £365 at the moment, you need to spend the extra 15 quid getting the gel. I mean, if you're going to drop that much money on a system like this, you need to get the absolute most out of it, and if you want results quicker, I would highly recommend just investing a little bit more into the calming gel. I mean, it would be nice if it was included, but I'm not really sure the reasoning for that, but it is an extra add-on, and I would highly recommend this if you are, like, if you're doing areas like me, like the underarms that are extremely sensitive. The calming gel is like, you just cannot like do it without it. There's no way I could get up to the level 5 setting as fast as I did without the calming gel. Because I didn't have the calming gel at the beginning of the treatment, I think I only got this because I think Tria switched PR companies, and they kindly sent me the calming gel about halfway through my treatment. So around treatment 3 or treatment 4 I got the calming gel, and as soon as I got it I was able to go up to level 5 under my arms. Before that I was only able to tolerate level 3. It just felt a little bit too sensitive under my arms, and I don't know, I just didn't know how long it was going to take me to get up to that number 5, but as soon as I started using the calming gel, it was still very sensitive under my arms, but I was able to get up to the number 5. It felt like the same amount of sensitivity that I was feeling at level 3 without the gel. So at least I was getting up to the high setting, and that sensitivity and the little bit of pinching that you feel, I felt like it was worth it because I was using the Tria at its maximum power and it was doing its thing, and that I was going to get results faster. So I did go over the number of treatments that was sort of recommended, just because I didn't have the calming gel and I wasn't able to use the Tria at its maximum setting for a few treatments. So I did get 9 treatments done so far, which of course is about, what's that, that's about 6 weeks over. over. But I'm totally okay with that. I have very coarse hair. I sort of expected to do a few extra treatments anyway, but I kind of realized that if I had had the calming gel, I'd probably be done by now, just because I missed 3 treatments without the calming gel and without using it at the maximum setting, and I've also gone 3 treatments over. So I feel like the claim of 6 weeks hair removal from an area would have been successful definitely if I would have had the calming gel with that. I think that would have been totally accurate, totally fine. So I have gone over, like I said, but I actually really enjoy using the Tria, so I don't mind too much. And yeah, overall I've been really happy with my results. My arms are about I would say 80% hair free. There's still a few, but they're so faint that I don't think I'm even going to laser them anymore, because to me it looks a bit more natural if there's a few hairs. And what the great thing about the Tria does, it doesn't just remove the hair, it makes the hair thinner, like physically thinner, so it's a lot more easy to deal with. And I think actually having a few hairs on my arms is quite nice. It's just reduce the amount of them and reduce the thickness of them and the density of them, which I really like. So I know it's just nice and much smoother now, and I really just like how it looks at the moment. And my underarms, I would say, are about 90% completely done, maybe a bit more than 90%. There's still a few hairs left, but they're so faint, and there's 1 or 2 coarse ones left, but they're really dying off super quick. I know that a few more has kind of dropped out, fallen out, or have just not grown back from the last time that I shaved. So I haven't shaved for at least 5 days now, because I've been super hectic this week between uni deadlines, and I went to Dublin last week and everything. I know for sure I did not shave, so what you're going to see today is 5 or 6 days worth of growth, which is about the same as my other kind of results pictures from the very beginning and also my midway treatment. So you're going to see sort of how the hair has gotten thinner, gotten fainter, and gotten less coarse over the sort of the treatment, I guess. The great thing I have noticed, like I was looking at my armpits this morning, the shadowing under my armpits is like completely gone. I don't even care about the few hairs that are left, because what annoyed me the most is my hair was so coarse that it left that, you know, that shadow under your arm that no matter if you shave or wax or whatever, it still looks like you haven't, because you've got that like grey toned sort of shadow from the hair sitting under the skin. And I really hated that, because it just looked like you haven't shaved. And I would never wear string tops or things like where that armpit little crease is. I just wouldn't do it, because it just looked like that you didn't shave, and it's just not really that nice. But I'm really impressed with how that looks now, and of course I'm going to show you guys, and I'm using natural daylight just like I did in my other 2 reviews, just so that it's consistent and you guys can kind of see how I've been getting on. And I think you guys are going to be impressed. So like I said, I probably have 1 or 2 treatments to go, which I am totally fine with, because it's at home, you can do it as much as you like, and it's just convenient is the best thing about the Tria. So I'm going to whip this off and show you guys my results. If you're finding it sensitive, like under your arms, I found it quite sensitive, especially right in the center of your armpit. The best way to sort of, I don't know, fight that, I mean, it's not, the Tria is not a painful treatment. If it's on your legs, your arms, somewhere where there's quite, where the skin is quite taut, it really does not hurt. I mean, you do not feel anything really apart from the ping and the buzz of the laser going, which I will show you guys now. So I'll just give you a quick demo. You turn it on at the top, and then the Tria is on its lock mode. And to unlock it, you pick your area. There's a safety sensor at the bottom. You'll see that red flashing light. You place that on your skin, and that will tell you if that area is suitable for the Tria laser. So it is safe for me to use it in that area. If I didn't mention before, the Tria is the only FDA approved at-home laser treatment, so it has that advantage over some of the other ones on the market, and you know it's going to be safe for your skin and you're not going to, you know, mess it up in any way or shape or form. So I really like that wee safety feature. Another tip is if you are doing it under your arms and it is a bit sensitive, more like a little bit of a pinch right in the center of the armpit was the hardest bit to get, and that's probably the only place I have the most hairs left, just because it is the most sensitive and you tend not to kind of go at it as much as some other areas on the body. So I found what helps with that is if you actually press the laser into your skin as it's beeping. So instead of just kind of, you tend to flinch a little bit, I think, because it does feel, in sensitive areas, it does feel like a little bit of a pinch. And instead of kind of, I don't know, flinching and moving the laser away from your skin and not getting the full treatment, I would say press it into the skin a little bit more when you're starting to feel that pinch, because it just sort of diffuses, like I mentioned in my other video, it diffuses the pinch a little bit, and that way you know kind of the laser has done its job on the follicle as well. Another wee tip that a subscriber gave me actually was, if you're working on areas like your arms that are not like, I mean your arm is sort of wider at the bottom than it is at the top, to mark out the areas with a white eyeliner. That way you just sort of know kind of the area that you're working in, and you won't go over the same spot like a million times, or you won't miss a spot. It just helps really well with that, and marking out sort of just mapping out where you're going to have your treatment is really great for larger areas like your legs and stuff like that. So I think that is all I have to say for you guys. That is my review on the Tria 4X at-home laser hair removal system and the Tria Beauty calming gel for the laser treatment as well. So there is my review on the two of those. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know you guys have been following this from the start, so I hope it's nice for you guys to kind of see it all concluded and rounded up.